Hi there. Welcome to, I think this is the third redrawing the Shakespeare project video. Um, I'll be honest. I like drawing these videos, but I don't want them to drag on too long. I mean, half an hour watching me draw, I think gets a bit tedious after a bit. So, um, but I guess it's different if, say, for example, you did something like what CB Smallwood does, which is you stream it and people respond. But we're not at the stream. We're not at streaming capacity just yet. You know, I don't have enough work to sort of justify that. You know, because CB does. He does. Oh, sorry, my phone is in my pocket. CB does a almost like a daily thing. You know, there's lots of streaming, and I think that really helps his channel. I think it really helps generally. So I don't have that. So I'm going to do a bit of drawing. We're on to page 4. I did some work on the hands. I've got something I'm happy with. So essentially, it's just that panel, and probably we'll get the borders in, and we'll call this done. So this is going to be a fairly short video, possibly, probably, maybe. Who can tell? We'll see. But I've got a few topics I want to talk about today, which is good because last one all I had was my quote-unquote run-in with Tom Taylor, and I've got some thoughts. I've still got thoughts about that. I got a feeling after a certain number of fans, engagement just comes down to just zinger. I'm going to zinger this guy. Zinger, gotcha. And that's it. That's as much as it gets. And you're all about the likes. You're not about the content. You're not about curating a relationship or something with the people that you are interacting with. It's all about, I'm going to get you. Sorry, I don't usually swear, but there we go. Broke my own rule. Listen. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just checking what I've got. So we've got a few things I want to talk about today. And the first one I should really talk about, but it's kind of a sad thing to talk about. And I'm sure other users on other, I'm sure you see other people talk about it, no doubt. We'll be talking about this soon, and that's the whole Kevin Cross thing. If you don't know, Kevin Cross is the guy who started the 100s. It was his sort of brainchild. You know, the whole half an hour a day, minimum half hour a day, and 100 days, all of that stuff. That's all Kevin, right? And that's great. And he sort of, I don't know, went AWOL, I guess, would be what I would say. Well, apparently one of his brakes doesn't work that well. And so he did his hundreds runs and got a lot of people interested in making comics, and you know that's what they do. People make comics, and that's great. Okay, let's check that. So he appears after a long period of inactivity. He suddenly appears on Jeff Lafferty's stream the other day. Everyone's really excited to hear what Kevin's got to say, and that excitement doesn't last very long. But essentially what Kevin says is, I don't like what the hundreds has become, and he talks about the Facebook group and how it was seeming, the way he phrases it makes it sound like it was taken away from him. And at this point, the mods on the Facebook group, basically they just walk out en masse. And to be honest, Excuse me. I can't say that I blame him. I've been involved with the hundreds for about 3 years or so. I've worked on one of the anthologies, which was Werewolves versus Unicorns. I joined the group just after Life in Space. I'd already done the hundreds run at that point, so I joined the Facebook group after that. And Kevin had worked on that one. He submitted the script into that. And so when it came time for werewolves and unicorns and other mythical creatures, conversation obviously said, turned around to, is Kevin going to be doing anything? And those mods, they did everything they could to try and get hold of Kevin, but he was gone. He went totally dark. And so the group just carried on, trying to do their best by the legacy he left behind. Makes him sound like Jesus. It makes him sound like, I don't know, some messianic type thing. So you can imagine how disappointing and how hurtful, for want of a better word, it is to hear that you're essentially an interloper. You're not wanted on the forum. I mean, the main mod there sort of called him on it, and I would echo what he said. Just basically, all you had to do was open a copy of Facebook and see what was going on. Emails were sent, messages were sent, as I understand it. Chose not to respond. What are we going to do? Just wait? I like Kevin. I like this. He switched me. He was one of the people that switched me into sort of working on comics. I was mainly doing a lot more not stop motion, a lot of 2D animation at the time. And there's a couple of people. There's Kevin. A couple of people I worked with switched me onto the idea of comics as expression, comics as art, comics as something that you can do that's worthwhile. When I did them when I was at art college, they were just a bit of a daft laugh, you know. I never took it much more seriously than trying to make Viz type comics. Yeah. And so this idea helped me grow, and it got this challenge. It helped me grow, got me interested, got my work ethic up, and it got me submitting to anthologies. And in the 3 years since I did my in the 3 years since I started getting proper serious into doing comics, I've been published in half a dozen, 8 anthologies. I mean, we can count them off. You know, Tales from Beyond Infinity, Little Heroes Volume 3, Knock Knock Issue 12. What else was there? Space Cops, Pandemics and Panels, Heroes Wear Masks. No, they're 2 COVID related ones. There's 6. That's 6 right there. I've got a submission here for another one. That's 7. You know, hopefully I'll get in. Who knows? And you know, the idea of making comics to get printed is a thing that basically Kevin helped sort of sow the seed for. So I'm kind of sad and disappointed to hear him so disparaging of the people that were just trying to look out for him, just trying to keep what he'd got. And I'm going to say it's a massive, it's basically a massive slap in the face. It's a kick in the teeth to anyone who gave a crap about anything that Kevin does, because he doesn't care about the Facebook group, because otherwise he'd be there. He doesn't care about the group, any of the groups, because he would respond to some of the emails. So yeah, the way he phrased it, the way he put it together, the way he said it, basically massive dick move. Massive dick move. Not cool, man. Not cool. So we just hope. You just hope that Kevin sorts himself out, works out what he wants to do, and does it. Because right now he's got a Facebook group that's his now. The moderators have given it up. It's back with him now. There's one. I think there's one moderator left, and if he goes, there'll be no moderators. And he doesn't want to do Facebook. I think he's got himself a problem. I think his problem is he doesn't know what he wants to do. I also think he likes to self-sabotage a little bit. Life's not fun unless he's suffering a little bit, and in some way, shape, or form. And I know this is probably he's probably going to go, oh, you're a complete tool, Dave. And I was like, well, yeah, maybe. But I appreciated what those guys did. They didn't get paid for it. There was no glory in it. They made a couple of books and curated a community. And a couple of nights ago, that community was basically shat on. And by the guy who helped fund it, guy who helped stick it together. So yeah, not great. I hate starting these sort of things off with negativity, so I'm going to move on to something more positive. It's week 17 of our crazy lockdown days, and a new comic has come out. Made a new mini comic, and I have to say, I really like this one. It's a spoof of like Indiana Jones and treasure hunters and all those sort of things. It's got the hero hacking through the jungle, finding the secret temple, defeating all the traps, finding the treasure. And yeah, I really enjoyed putting it together. It's a funny one because when I was putting it together, I sort of did really rough ink drawings with a Wilkinson's fine line. That's what I had. Probably just knocking around somewhere. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. That's literally what it was. Boom. There we go. You see that? Oh, see that? Oh, there we go. That's about as detailed as those drawings got. And so I put it on Old Faithful here and started tracing them, started penciling over them to make my tighter pencils. And I really liked how the pencils were coming out. So I just decided to just stick with the pencils. Literally just scan the pencils in, put a grey tone over it. And I think it worked really nicely. There is a downside though. It's minor, depending on how you feel about the stuff. Because because there's more colours, the white is not 100% white because it's scanned paper. Basically, the black is not all black. The file size goes up quite a lot when you're working with effectively a grayscale over, say, a monochromatic image, and that's that can be something that you might need to worry about if you're putting work onto a forum or sending stuff through the email. I think the previous comic strip was like 500k or something ridiculous, and this one was like 7 meg. Now, the image is the same size. All that's changed is the number of colours that's available on the screen, effectively the palette. So yeah, it's one of those things where, so I concentrate on draw this bit. Yeah, it's one of those things where you've essentially triple or even quadruple the file size, and you're getting more colours. It's possible we could possibly, well, I say possible, I think it's definite we could optimise that down, but it's a case of what do I want to do. I'd rather get the image out. It's big, it's big, but it's manageable in terms of loading up to Facebook or what have you. So it's big, but it's manageable, and it was worth trying. I really believe that, and I'm glad I've done that, because I was thinking about this the other week. You know, is it possible to just to essentially use your pencils as your inks? Do all your rendering in pencil, scan it in, and what you'll get is a slightly scratchy look, very reminiscent of something like Disney's 101 Dalmatians, you know. But you probably will save a lot of time at the inking stage, because there's no inking. So that's something to consider. So yeah. Just put again this tree, the happy little tree. I'm going to try to zoom my camera in a bit so you can see a bit better. Hopefully it won't look. Oh. Hopefully that'll look okay. And just back it off a little bit. Maybe. Hopefully that's not too blurred. Yeah. So yeah, mini comics, they're a thing, and I'm loving the process of making them, because I start every Monday essentially. I start and I sort of ask myself, what am I going to make this comic about? And actually, 9 times out of 10, I have no idea. I have to get the idea sort of Monday, Tuesday, so I can sketch out Wednesday, Thursday to upload Friday morning. And it is as complicated as that. It is as fraught as that. Now I'm still working from home, so I can't just drop a whole day to draw the comic. I have to sort of still do it at night. So it's still a problem. You know. But we shall overcome, no doubt. Okay. Now the format of this image has changed ever so slightly. So where's my? Okay. So we're gonna have to put in nettle somewhere about there. We'll put the tree in there. Branch in there. Put the bird in there. I want to keep the bird. I like the bird. It's nice. We'll put God there, and then we'll put some low stuff here and some trees. Okay, let's go back, and what I might do, I might nick a post-it note. I just want to try something. Right. I wish I could just like pinch to zoom, you know, zoom in so you guys can just see what I'm doing. That's what CB's doing at the moment. CB Smallwood's got back. I told you he's back and streaming, right? Of his drawing after midnight stuff, and that apparently looks great. And he seems to be using a phone for that. And so I'm kind of thinking about doing streams after midnight like he does, because that's when everyone in my family's asleep. So yeah, I'm feel sure that's why he's doing it as well. And I'm pretty sure that I think I could get a decent stream going. That could be quite interesting to try. I might look into that. Right now, though, I'm swamped. You know, I've got this. This is. I want this done. This needs to be done by August 15th. But ideally, end of the month, send it off. We don't have to worry about it. It can get accepted or it can get rejected. You know. The other thing I've got to think about is the various other commissions I've got. Nothing important. I've got a weekly commission that I have to do, and ultimately that ends up me doing it on sort of Saturday night into Sunday, which is fine, but sometimes it's a bit boring. So it's nice to know what you're doing in advance so that you can do it. But often my client will just come through like Friday afternoon. Oh, it's this for Monday. It's like, oh, okay. It's also a commission to do some other work, which requires me to talk to a third party. And so far, trying to get in touch with this third party is like trying to get in touch with someone who doesn't want to get in touch with. It's like getting in touch with Kevin Cross. Actually, he's hard to get hold of. Let's put it that way. But I'll probably end up trying to give him a call today, I suppose. After this stream, probably. This whatever this is, this recording. So yeah, my commission. I got a commission. I've been approached by a writer to collaborate on another anthology piece, which I am proper stoked about. I've worked with this writer before on a couple of small projects, and I've really enjoyed drawing his scripts. So when he sort of said, "Hey, I've got this thing happening, would you be up for it?" I was like, "Oh, heck yes! Who would I have to kill for that?" He said, "Nobody. I don't know where you get that from. That's scary." Yeah. I've got a feeling I might have to stick this guy. I'm gonna have to stick this guy behind the hill, because cool though he is, and you can't see it very well. He's massive, but I can only draw so big because I'm drawing at print res. So yeah. So I'll say I've got this commission for an anthology. I've got this commission for some artwork, and I've my weekly commission. So I've got commissions coming out the wazoo at the moment. There's loads of them, just like various bits and bobs here and there. So it does mean I'm very busy. It does mean that my preferred project, which is the adventures of Max Losty and Kurt Burner, that keeps getting pushed back a little bit. Well, I'll say pushed back. We've penciled out another story, an 8-page story. It's penciled, just got to be inked. Inking Max and Kurt is dead easy, because we sort of have an art style that is fixed lines, you know. So we just have to pick out some rapidographs or you know, that sort of thing, and you're off to the races. Just done. Make outline in this pen, draw the interiors in this pen, scan them all in, and you're ready to colour. And I think you could easily ink a page of Max and Kurt in an hour. No problem at all with that. Alright, that's my guard. He's my guard. He's guarding you, guard. If you guys Team America World Police. Yeah, look at these references. They're all 90s references, and they're all coming thick and fast. Thick and fast? Thick and fast. Thick and fast. Oh, man. I don't speak English too good these days. I don't know what's going on with me. Never mind. We shall overcome. So, let's see. We probably want a guard stand in there. And all I'm going to do is just trace this off, and then literally just offset the page and trace another one. So we've got these identical guards. It's a bit of a cheat, but it's not. I don't think it's that important. I don't think it's that important that these guards look alike, other than only the fact that Oberon got guards guarding him. Yeah. So yeah, I think hopefully we'll get the pencils for this finished today. I mean, I'll probably do some more tonight, and the pencil this done today. But let's get these guards in, and then we'll call it for today. So. From Norfolk, it's got 6 fingers there. That's a bit better. Right, let's drop a shaft of a sphere in. Sphere? Let's drop the shaft of the spear in. Yeah, streaming is something I would like to, but my little girl at the moment, she's not sleeping amazingly well. And if she is, she's waking up amazingly early. This morning it was 10 to 5. I was downstairs, I'd practically got a cereal in the bowl before I realised what time it was. Any other news? Oh, here's an interesting snippet of news that I found this morning, which I thought was quite nice. If you guys don't know, Art92, they've got a book. I'm just going to get it. They've got a wrestling comic out called Galaxy Grappling Alliance, and it's great. I picked this up at the start of the year, and it's a great read. Some of this artwork, look at that, beautiful. Issue 2 is coming out, and it's been penciled by Aaron Reckley, who is like the main sort of driving force behind Little Heroes, is the comic charity I've mentioned before. He's also doing writing a piece of software for online collaborating in making comics, and he is now lettering comics. I don't know if he's ever done them before. I don't know if this is his first sort of comic lettering gig or not, but I should be very interested to read it. I mean, I was going to back it anyway, but I got it to remind me, basically. But I think it's conclusive. I'm going to have to buy this book now. I'm going to change this guy slightly. We'll make the changes directly onto this. Actually, I wonder if I can do that. Sorry, I don't know what that was. I reckon that's a good height for a shield. So yeah, I'm drawing a shield in perspective. Yeah, that'll do. That's quite nice. I quite like that. Gives a bit of variation. This guy's arm looks a bit weird. I might just redraw his arm, but it's a good way for me to sort of quickly populate out. And I'm going to draw him slightly smaller. Okay, let's do this. We'll give him a bit of a beard because I can, and because presumably the fairy army is not that fussed about rules and regulations regarding facial hair. Just do that. Yes. It's funny making these little videos where I sort of talk and then do some drawing, and then that night I do a lot more drawing. I sort of almost wish I could just film that, but OBS is actually quite demanding on a laptop's battery, so I tend to avoid it when I tend to avoid it when I'm not doing stuff that's not allowed but that to be plugged in. I'll just rough the shape in. Put jewel in there, sort of like reference to like all those Warhammer, I don't know what they're called, Eldar, were they? In Warhammer 40k. They had these like little stones embedded into their armour. Looked as cool as you like, you know. Made them look kind of technological and magical all at the same time. And I think that would look great for these guys. So I'm just embedding a stone into the shield. I think that would look cool. Also, it breaks that shape up, you know. I mean, you know, I could probably put a rim around it and then put a squiggle and stuff. Just try and make it look a bit more. That'll do. It's pretty good actually, not too bad. I think it's the tree trunk shape. Yeah, that's good. I'll tidy that up. Oh, cool. Please don't tell me this cable's going as well. Right. I am going to just sketch in. God, I've been going for 35 minutes. God, I think I'm going to call it in a second. God, it's really bad. I think that's a problem. Yeah, I think that's a problem when you're recording yourself doing this stuff. The temptation is you've got to speak, and I'm trying to do that because it's boring as heck otherwise. And you'll find yourself doing more talking than actual drawing. No, that's wrong. And as a result, you sort of you draw for half an hour and you get maybe 20 minutes work out of it, and that's a problem. Something you always need to sort of check, which is why I tend to sort of do these drawings, and then on the evening I'll draw some more as I can. I'll just rough this in. I'm going to say that's enough for now. We've had over half hour, need 40 minutes, it's enough for anybody. I'm going to carry on with this, and I'm sure it will look great when it's finished. Fingers crossed. So that's the channel, that's today's show. If you like the channel, if you like what you see, if you think it's interesting, informative, entertaining, or any of those 3 or 4 things, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Alright, see you later. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, make sure you're still subscribed, and rock the bell for notifications. Okay, bye bye now.